Well, hi my friends, this is Jay, and I am back with a new swatch chart stitch to share with you. As I was looking through some of my charts and trying to come up with a new project, I think I need to add a new project in since it is, spring, at least for us here in the States. I couldn't help resist something just easy, and that is a beautiful leaf. Well, in fact, it's a leaf with pretty lace that I thought would make a great start for the spring. What do you think? I had some green because I knit from my stash. I found about 4 skeins of green. Probably won't need that many, but hopefully I have about 4 skeins of green. And I just decided to go ahead and just pull this nice leaf design out. Really easy on the eye, easy to knit. I'm telling you, you're going to love this. And wait till you see, not on this video, but on while I'm working, while I'm showing you the stitch, and you're practicing this stitch, I will be working on a new project that I hope will be just something really refreshing and spring. And says nothing but spring. What do you think of that? That's the front. And I have to take off a little tag here. Here is the back, just a simple purl on the wrong side, so nothing to worry about there. Knit on the front, all the chart, and then just simply purl on the back. And like I said, I think you're going to enjoy this. This is, I've got 2 repeats on here, and so all we need now is some numbers and the chart, of course. So take another look, and then I will make sure you get a good screenshot of this beautiful, simple, and easy lace stitch for the month of March 2026. This again is Jay's swatch charts. All right, back in just a moment. All right, now so that we can go ahead and get started because it's just that easy. And most of you have been working charts with me. I hope that you are really catching on. For those that are new, we always have new people to join us. And I'll just real quickly say that I'm a visual sharer. I'm a visual learner myself. So I just find it easier if I just take the time to go through things step by step and show you instead of writing it up in, 4 or 5 pages and a couple of charts. People ask me all the time, do you have written charts or patterns? No, everything you see here on my channel are step-by-step tutorials that you are welcome to use, knit, share, and just enjoy. So let's get started. For this, I give you all the information you need. And one of the first things I do, I like to give you I call it a working formula. This is a working formula or a chart. I just write up or I work out the math by myself and just kind of, share it with you. And I, of course, I try to make it easy because I just, I have to, work all these projects just from, my own notes. And of course, so I try to make them easy. All right, this swatch, like I said, this is episode 261, and this is my Jay's swatch chart. This is going to be a whole, I do it this way most of the time. I'll give you the swatch, then I'll give you a project that I use the swatch in. You can use the swatch in any other project you like. You'll have that under your belt by practicing. I start out with a 1 line. Everything I do, whether I'm knitting or crocheting, I start with 1 line. I just never, it just wore me out when I was going to knit shops. After all the different patterns, and then I had to remember, and then I had to, so I just made my own little system. I do 1 line. Can you see this 1 line here? That's all that is. I just draw a line. You can do the same thing on a little piece of paper. All right, B stands for border. I put a border on each side. My things are very symmetrical. You'll see that as if you're new knitting with me. But you can make up any number. This is just a swatch. I'm just going to practice. You're just going to practice. All right, so I just put 5. Normally I put 4, but I thought, let's do 5. So B stands for border. So a border of 5, and then a border of 5. See? Even. Now, the swatch is, I think it's a multiple of, we'll get to it when we get to the chart, but I think it's 14 plus 1. So I just decided to do the swatch twice. And then by the time you add your extra stitch, you have 29 stitches. Okay, so now if I add all of this up across my line, see my little formula line? That's all I'm using. Okay, I'm going to get to a number of 39 stitches to cast on for this swatch. Every swatch will be different depending on how the multiple of the stitch. Then once I cast on, I simply knit 2 rows and then just wait for me there. Should be on the right side row when you finish after you knit the 2 rows, and then we will, just wait for me there. Now how easy is that? And again, let me just let you see the swatch. It's a simple leaf. Once I show you the chart, you will always be able to recognize when you get a leaf stitch. They are very similar. All leaf patterns are pretty similar. And you'll know right away, oh, that's a leaf pattern. And on the wrong side, we will simply purl. But there's a stitch. Here is your swatch. Take a good screenshot of that. Knit 2 rows, and I will be back now. The next step is to give you the chart itself. We'll talk about that. Back in just a moment. All right, my friends, I am back with with my simple lace leaf chart. And like I said, it's once we get started, you'll see how simple and easy it is to look at it and memorize and just work the chart. First of all, real quick, for those that are new with me, I just simply find charts and I rechart them to fit whatever project or design I want to make. Sometimes I'll take the full chart or, most of it. Then sometimes I just take sections, just whatever I'm looking for. So, and you can do the same. It's just, as I said, I take a piece of little regular graphite graph paper up to a copy place and get it copied to a size that I might want. I get 2 or 3 different copies, and then I can always print it off on my own printer when I get home. I can print off what I need. But on this stitch, on this simple leaf lace stitch, all right, you see the dark lines? That's the stitch. That represents the whole stitch right there. There are 14 stitches, and then at the very end, there's a plus 1. So by the time I do 14, if I only do 14, then I add the plus 1, it becomes 15. We're going to do 2 repeats of this pattern on this little swatch. So that'll be 28 plus 1, make it 29. Easy peasy. All right, looking at this, at our chart here, the numbers here on this side of the chart, usually and always, at least in American knitting, represents the right side rows. So 1, 3, they're odd numbers too, so that kind of throws you, but it's 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15. See? All right, very easy. All right, now, in our American style charts, the way we read them, empty square or box is a knit stitch on the front. This is the front of the stitch right here. You're looking at it on this chart. So each time I see an empty square or box, I'm going to do a knit stitch. Okay? Don't get caught up in that because it changes all over the world and everywhere. So don't even get caught up in that. I'm just telling you right what we're going to do for this chart. Then we see that we come to symbols. You're going to have symbols, of course. That's the whole purpose of a chart. At my age, I find that I cannot do as well with the written word anymore because my eyes jump back and forth and I lose my place. And then the written word takes so many words. You don't think about that when you're learning. It's all exciting. But once you get older, I find that once I started getting back into charts, somebody taught me a long time ago, but then you leave it when you go to knit shops. You mainly work from a printed pattern. But as I got older, I went back and I've taught myself and I've relearned how to make things easier and use simple symbols. And man, oh man, am I glad I did. And I hope that it's easy for you as well. Next, this symbol here that leans to, you can see it leans to the right of the chart. It's just a triple decrease. There's a line that tells you which way it's going at the top. That goes to the right, and then there's two like little legs. Like I say, this stitch could be written in any way. So, but this is what we're doing. And over here, I put that symbol equals, knit 3 together. The pattern or the designer, the author, the book, whatever, or the tutorial like me will tell you what the symbols represent. All right, then circles are just yarn overs. Some say yarn forward. We in America say yarn overs. All right, now all of a sudden when you get up here, you'll see that this is like a leaf, and then all of a sudden you're going to see it switch and go in the opposite direction. These are left-leaning decreases, and it's to make it easier. Like I said, there's many ways to write it and to say it, but for me, to make it easy, I'm going to slip 1 stitch, knit 2 stitches together, then I'll have to reach back and pass the one I slipped over and off. That leaves me a nice left-leaning decrease. Voila. Okay, now the next thing I just want to tell you a couple things, and then we're going to get started. Going back down, and then on the wrong sides, we're just going to purl back. They will always tell you whether you're going to purl back, knit back, or whether you should knit the knits and purl the purls. But we'll just be purling back. But something that really helps me, and I hope you will start, that you will do it. I'm sure other people do it, but I just started doing it years ago because I just, like I said, my eyes can't seem to stay in the right place. All right. If there's a long row of empty boxes where I'm going to knit, I go ahead and pre-count before I ever start knitting. So right here, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, it's a lot easier if I go ahead and write a 10. Just take a pencil. I've already done it for you on this one. I take a pencil or a pen, write 10. Now every time I come to row 1, I don't have to sit there and go, now let me see how, 1, 2, oh God, I'm confused. It's 10. The next row, there's 8, there's 6, there's 4, and so on and so forth. Long, like here, if I had to do this decrease, slip 1, knit 2 together, reach back and pass the slip stitch over. Now I got to remember to count, wait a minute now, 1, 2, 3, 4, oh man, I messed up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And if it was the last repeat, you'd have to add the +1, make it 10. Does that make sense? I may be going fast, but I try to go over some of this as much as possible to try to include everyone, to give this a try if you're new to knitting from charts. And as I say, this is such a nice one because it's very simple. The last thing that I want to share with you, I started this years ago because I had to, sometimes, some charts don't even hardly tell you what the repeat is. This is a stitch, but now where is the repeat of the stitch? All right, I'll go ahead and I highlight a yellow with a highlighter where it starts. Then I go across. Do I want to repeat it one time? Go across. I highlight where you need to stop. Stop. Now go back up to the front. That's one repeat. Now go back to the front of the box. I just bring my eye back up here, and it's easy for me to see the yellow highlight. I do the repeat again. Stop. Depending on how many times, Go back to the front of the box, and so on. And then when I get to the last repeat, stop, and remember to do +1 or +2 or +3, whatever it is, on this side of the box. Easy peasy. I'm going to let you take a good screenshot of this, and I want you so that you can make a nice screenshot. In fact, I'll put it real close. Not too close, I don't want to lose the information. How about right there? Okay. All right, now, like I said, I work usually with a number, US number 8 needle or number 9, and number light to medium weight number 4 yarn. We're just practicing, so check your stash and let's get started. Cast on and knit your 2 rows, and then we'll get started. Back in just a moment. All right, my friends, we're all set to go. Everyone should have knit their 2 rows. Go ahead and have some moving stitch markers, just a few on hand. And I'll tell you when to mark on our little chart, on our swatch chart. Whenever you see a vertical line, that means we're going to put a stitch marker there. Makes it nice and easy. All right, now, once you've knit your 2 rows and you're on the right side, just like I'm on here, although I have, I've knitted ahead of you, you're down here at the bottom. Go ahead and let's go ahead and put in our first stitch markers. You can knit 5 stitches, add yourself a stitch marker. Okay, then knit all the way across. You're on the right side of the work, knit across, and add a stitch marker to this side, the last 5 stitches. Turn the work, knit the borders, purl back, knit the last border. Now we are ready for row 1. I put the extra rows in a lot of times, especially when I have yarn overs at the very bottom or on row 1 of the work, and it just helps and keeps the, you can see the yarn overs. All right, so let's get started. I may stop the tape every once in a while. The video just we've got outside noise, so we're going to get ready to knit row 1. All right, my friends, are you ready to knit? I am ready, and let's get on with the show. We are on row 1 of this beautiful lace leaf little simple stitch, and first thing we want to do is go ahead. If you look on your little working formula, you know we have a border. Everyone everywhere has a border of 5 stitches. You're down at the bottom now, but it will grow quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and knit my first 5 stitches to set in the little border. This is just a swatch. We're just practicing. That's all we're doing. So I hope you found some yarn in your stash. All right. Then row 1. First thing you'll notice, there are blank boxes, which means to knit, and I have pre-counted, so knit 10. So I have a marker. I slide that marker, and I'm going to knit 10 stitches for row, as we start row 1. Let's just take a count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, and 10. There's my 10 stitches. I already pre-counted, so I know that I'm correct. Then the next thing, the first symbol, is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. All right, the first symbol is our symbol leaning to the right. Our first decrease symbol leans to the right, and it simply means knit 3 stitches together. So I go ahead and I look, and I go up to the next 3 stitches, and I simply slide. Make sure you get all 3. Take your time. This first row will be tight for you, and so just take your time and get your needle up under. I'm a thrower, so I'm knitting with my right hand. I knit those 3 together. Okay. Then I yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, stop. I'm at the yellow highlight right here at the end. We're going to do 2 repeats. So this ends the first repeat. Just mark that first repeat that I'm ending it. I'm going to, and I suggest you do the same, especially when we get into a project where you're going to have a long row. Go ahead and put a marker right on after the yarn over. There's the yarn over, there's the marker. Oh, it is so hard. And I think a lot of us knitters hate when you have a yarn over hanging at the end or at the beginning because they slip over the marker. So hold on to the marker and that yarn over. All right, now the yellow highlight tells me to take my eye back up to the front of the box, and where do we start? We knit 10. So I put my needle in. See that? Now I'm going to hold that yarn over and that marker. Try to keep that yarn over from jumping, and pull it tight a little bit just to keep it on the side of the marker. Now I'm going to knit 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, and 10. Let me just double check because it was kind of crowded. Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Because I came back up to the front of the box. Now I'm back at that same decrease where I knit 3 stitches together. So I go ahead and I knit 3 stitches together. Just like that. Alright. Now yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, and since we're only doing 2 repeats, once I do the yarn over, now I can just go right on to the plus 1 that's right here. Can you see that? Or look on your on the copy of the chart you made. So I end the row with a knit 1, yarn over, knit 1, the plus 1. And then, of course, I slide the marker for the border, and we knit on every row. So we go ahead and knit it, just like this. Okay, now, like I said, you won't see much. Now, just so that you can check, if you do have a problem or whatever, this first repeat on this little swatch will be 14 stitches. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. But the second repeat, or the last repeat, will be 14 plus the 1. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and there's my plus 1 right there. You see it? Okay. Now, on the wrong side, when we turn everyone everywhere, you will knit the border stitches, purl across all the chart stitches, and then knit this border, and I will see you on row 3, the right side again. Hold on to that last yarn over. Alright, we're at row 3, and of course we start again from the top at the highlight. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and knit the 5-stitch border just to make things nice and even. Now row 3, I've pre-counted. It says, once I slide the marker after the border, it says knit 8. I've already counted it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. All right. Then now I'm up to that triple decrease, and I'm going to knit 3 stitches together. They're leaning to the right. I knit 3 stitches together, and then right after that symbol, there's a knit 1. Right here. Make sure you don't skip that one. But a knit 1, yarn over, knit 1 stitch again. And look where that 1 stitch falls. Okay. Then yarn over, and then knit. I end on row 3 in the highlight area with a knit 1 right here. After that last yarn over, knit 1. Stop. And the yellow highlight tells me that's the end of the first repeat. Go back up. I slide the marker, and I go back up to the front of the box. Knit 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. For the second repeat now. That's where we're working on row 3. And I just double check 2, 4, 6, 8. All right, then there's the decrease stitch. So I'm going to knit 3 stitches together, just like this. It's a little tight to get in this one, but we can do it. Just make sure you're under all 3. All right, and then you're going to knit 1 right away. Then I yarn over, knit 1 again, yarn over. Now we're at the very end, and instead of knitting 1, we're going to knit 1 and the plus 1. So if you can see right there, I have 2 stitches left on my needle. Right there. So I knit the last 2. 1 before the border, 2. Slide the marker and knit my 5-stitch border or whatever number we wanted to make it for this little practice swatch. Okay, so you'll start to see it grow just shortly. Just give it a minute or 2. There it is now. Of course, turn and work the purl side, the wrong side, and I will see you back on row 5, which is the next right side row. Try to make sure you don't drop any yarn overs.